Imagine going to bed tonight, but instead of sleeping, you decide to stay awake. 1 hour passes, then 3, then 6. The sun rises and you are still awake. At first, you might think, I'm tired, but I can handle it. And maybe you can, but as the hours continue, something begins to change. Your attention becomes weaker. Your reactions become slower. Your brain starts struggling to process information. And the longer you stay awake, the harder it becomes to think clearly. Sleep isn't simply a period when your body shuts down. It is an active biological process that helps your brain and body recover, organize information, and prepare for another day. So, what actually happens when you don't sleep? And why does the human body need sleep so badly? Let's find out. Why do we need sleep? Every night, your body enters a carefully controlled biological state. Your breathing changes, your muscles relax, your heart rate changes, and your brain moves through different stages of sleep. During these stages, the brain performs important jobs. One of them is processing information from the day. Think about everything you experience in a single day. Faces, sounds, conversations, things you learn, things you forget. Your brain receives an enormous amount of information. Sleep helps organize some of it. This is one reason sleep is closely connected with learning and memory. Sleep also supports the body's normal recovery processes. Your immune system, metabolism, hormones, and many other biological systems are influenced by sleep. In other words, sleeping isn't simply doing nothing. Your body is working in a different way. But what happens when you interrupt that process? After one night without sleep, imagine that you've stayed awake all night. Morning arrives. You might notice that you're having trouble concentrating. Simple tasks can suddenly require more effort. You may also become more irritable or emotionally sensitive. One of the biggest changes happens to attention. Your brain becomes less efficient at maintaining focus. Reaction time can also become slower. That matters because everyday activities require quick decisions and attention. Another problem is memory. When you're sleep deprived, learning new information can become more difficult. You might read something several times and still struggle to remember it. Your brain hasn't completely stopped working. It's simply not operating at its best. And this is only after one sleepless night. What happens when sleep deprivation continues? When sleep loss continues, now imagine another day passes, and another night goes by without enough sleep. The effects become more noticeable. Your ability to concentrate can decline further. Your mood may become harder to control. You may find yourself becoming unusually frustrated by small things. Your brain also begins struggling with decision-making. This is important because good decisions require attention, memory, and judgment to work together. Sleep deprivation can interfere with all three. There's another fascinating effect. Your brain may begin experiencing brief periods of extremely reduced attention called microsleeps. These can happen without you intentionally choosing to sleep. For a few seconds, the brain may temporarily lose full awareness of what's happening around you. This is one reason severe sleepiness can make activities requiring constant attention dangerous. The body is essentially telling you, you need sleep. What happens inside the brain? To understand sleep deprivation, we need to look inside the brain. Your brain constantly uses energy. While you're awake, it processes information from the world around you. It controls movement. It manages attention. It handles emotions. And it makes decisions. Sleep provides an important opportunity for the brain to perform maintenance and organization. During sleep, brain activity changes dramatically. Different networks become active or quiet at different times. Some processes help strengthen useful memories. Others help regulate biological systems. When sleep is repeatedly interrupted, these processes don't get their normal opportunity to work. It's a little like trying to maintain a complicated machine while keeping it running continuously. Eventually, performance can suffer, and the effects aren't limited to the brain. Your entire body is connected to your sleep cycle. Your body without enough sleep. The sleep affects much more than your ability to stay awake. Your body uses sleep as part of its normal regulation of hormones, metabolism, immune function, and cardiovascular processes. When sleep becomes consistently insufficient, these systems can be affected. Your appetite and food choices may change. Your energy levels can become unstable. Your immune system may not function as effectively as it normally would. And over longer periods, chronic insufficient sleep is associated with increased health risk. This is why sleep shouldn't be treated as wasted time. It is part of maintaining the body. But there's something even more surprising. Sleep deprivation doesn't always feel as dangerous as it actually is. A person may think they're functioning normally, while their attention and reaction time are already impaired. Why your brain wants to sleep? So, why does your body eventually become desperate for sleep? Because sleep pressure builds over time. The longer you're awake, the stronger the biological drive to sleep becomes. At the same time, your internal body clock helps determine when you naturally feel sleepy and when you feel alert. These two systems work together. That's why staying awake all night can feel so difficult. Your body isn't simply tired. Your biological clock is also telling your brain that it's time to sleep. And when you finally allow yourself to sleep, the brain begins working through its normal sleep stages again. It's not weakness, it's biology, the science of sleep. So, what happens if you stop sleeping? At first, you may simply feel tired. Then concentration becomes harder. Reaction time slows. Learning and memory can suffer. Your mood can become more difficult to regulate. And as sleep loss continues, the brain and body become increasingly impaired. Sleep isn't a luxury. It is one of the basic biological requirements of the human body. Every night, while you appear to be doing nothing, your brain and body are carrying out important processes that help you function the next day. So the next time you feel like staying awake all night just to get a few extra hours of work, study, or entertainment, remember this. Sleep isn't time lost. Sleep is part of what makes the time you're awake possible. And perhaps the most fascinating thing about sleep is this. Every night, your brain temporarily changes its state so that you can wake up ready to be yourself again.